Good morning. Thank you for joining us at Unity of Walnut Creek. It's great to have you here. We are on an amazing journey today. We're going to touch into a spiritual gift given to our culture, to our spiritual growth through the African American community. And we have amazing music to touch your heart and help you journey with us. So take this opportunity to touch that deep, beautiful, magnificent spiritual self that you are. Thank you.
your assistant minister here, among other things. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Unity of Walnut Creek and the experience of Black History Month. We are so delighted to have you with us this morning, and we would like it if you'd join us in giving a shout out to our online family and friends. Hey! Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you as part of our service, and we want you to know that your presence adds so richly to our experience here. Thank you, and we hope you'll come again. If this is your first time here in the sanctuary or online at our church or at a Unity church, we have a very, very special welcome for you. And we'd like to maybe give you a little bit of information about us. We are a positive path for spiritual living, and as such, we provide messages and teachings that give you practical tools to use in your everyday life to have love and peace and joy and prosperity. We also are not necessarily here to help you find out about God. Our goal is to support you in that powerful discovery of the God within you individually, and to help you live by that divine every moment of every day. We teach that there is only one presence and one power in the universe. However, we recognize and honor all of the many paths to that one presence and one power. And today, you may hear through our service, through music, message, traditions of other theologies. We'd like you to sit back, take it in, and perhaps it will enrich your experience with us today. Our primary teaching here is the power of positive prayer. And so as we open this sacred part of our service, we'd like you to join us in practicing the power of affirmative prayer by saying with us our opening statement. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Just take that in. Feel it within you and allow it to permeate every cell of your body and the core of your being. Breathe into that knowing. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's take that even deeper. And as we take it deeper, allow it to expand, to extend itself energetically, touching the person next to you and touching every heart within this sanctuary. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And take it even deeper and allow it to extend even further to our friends online and out to our entire world, touching every heart that beats. And we know this truth to be self-evident. And so it is. Amen. Our musical journey this morning will be led by Jabari Anderson. Deborah Burks. Sunny Fairley. Our house band Fusion. And by me. So we invite you now to sit back and allow yourself to experience the power of Deep River as offered by Jabari Anderson.
Deep river
Take that deep breath and just gently let it go as the music has prepared this beautiful place to begin our prayer and meditation together. So gently turn inward. And let the music be part of that guide that takes you into the very center of your heart. Come by here, my Lord. Come within my heart and awaken me. Help me to know your presence. Carry me now through the beauty of imagination to sit by that deep river for a moment. Imagine being on the banks of that river and just feeling that gentle flow of energy, of vitality, of life-giving water flowing by. Maybe you can take your shoes off and put your feet in for a moment. Feel that refreshing water. And then stand there upon the bank and feel the beautiful energy of the earth as your feet touch the cool, vibrant life of the earth. Feel it flow into your body. Fill your body with strength and energy and renewal. And then stretch up as though your hands could reach up and you could run your fingers through the leaves at the top of the trees. And stretch until you could stand above them in the sunlight and feel the sun upon your face and its beautiful life-giving energy flowing in and through you, filling your body. the energy of earth, the energy of the sun. And then step into perhaps a meadow of green grass and flowers. And see the beauty of life all around you. And there, let's take and sit a moment. And in this moment, we turn within. Into our hearts, awakened by the beauty and the presence and the power of this gracious earth. And as our hearts are opened, that greater vision takes our awareness to the beauty of all that is around us. Mountains and valleys, farms and towns and villages, cities, all enfolded in a powerful, infinite love, a presence of pure divine life expressing vibrantly everywhere. And then with that breath through the heart, we return awareness to that inner point of peace. Or aware of the divine all around. Now we rest for a moment, one with the one, in that sacred stillness where doing stops and we rest at being one with the one, as the Master guided us. Peace, be still. Peace, be. Father, Mother, God, infinite love. What a joy to know your presence and to find you as this flow of love through our hearts. And so in this moment we make this choice to send this love forth, to heal and bless and uplift. And so we radiate this love from our hearts, letting it bathe our bodies, calling forth health and vitality in every cell and system. And let it touch mind and heart, awakening us to that deep understanding and opening us to your guidance and depth. We radiate this love to each one dear to us, enfolding them in the harmony, the wholeness, the health, the peace of your presence. We send this love from our hearts across the spiritual community, that it might flow through the life of each person, blessing everyone in their world. We send this love to every prayer request brought here, knowing with each that you are enfolded in this divine love, and you are lifted into that which is the highest. We radiate this love from our hearts. We send it to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. In seeking to know you, we are all one. Beloved presence, as we radiate this love through our hearts, we enfold the earth to touch and bless her, to call forth harmony in all of her systems, to bless all her creatures. And we send this love about the earth to touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are that love in every heart. And in this love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Once again. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Stevens, and it's my joy and pleasure to be here to celebrate Black History Month. Wonderful music, wonderful energy, and wonderful to have each and every one of you here today. Oh, how many of you got your tickets all ready for the crab feed? Woo! All right. I see a few hands that didn't go up. That's okay, because Leslie's going to be outside selling them for the very last time today. So if you don't have your ticket, please go out there and get your ticket and join us for the crab feed. Because you know Leslie has to buy the crab this week. So you can't buy a ticket at the door. So please go out there and buy your tickets. Now next Sunday afternoon, Reverend Sheila is going to be doing very special radical forgiveness workshop that she does in ceremony. This is a very, very powerful healing on the Indian traditions of a healing circle. So I encourage you to be here with Reverend Sheila next Sunday afternoon. So the Saturday, right, did I say that, is the crab feed. And I didn't say that. I didn't remember. Did I say that? So I'm going to make sure you only had one day still. Okay. Now, oh, thank you. I'm so glad you asked, Annie. It is this Saturday. And there will be dancing, and there will be playing, and there will be baskets, and it'll be all kinds of fun. Now, our very first groups are starting to form. So you can find information in your bulletin, and you can sign up on Unity Connects, or you can sign up in the bookstore. And for more about these activities and other things that are going on here, please look in your bulletin. Now is my favorite time. It's called hug time, but it's really time to tell your neighbors good morning. So, until you hear the gong, right? So when you hear the gong, you're going to sit down and just hug the neighbors around you or tell them good morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What a gift. What a cast of characters. My goodness. Whoa, how beautiful. It is so great to be home, and I want to, it's just something to come back to this place. You know, there's so much going on in this place. Have you noticed? Saturday, we've got the crab feed where everybody gets together and we all get our families together and introduce them to our spiritual family and have a great time. And then next Sunday, the experience of the radical forgiveness ceremony. If you haven't had the opportunity, if you've had the opportunity, I know you'll be there. But if you haven't had the opportunity to experience the level and the power of the release that takes place through this amazing experience. It's just something that I'm so grateful is here and that we get the chance to share. Now, many of you are aware that really from the first of the year, we've been looking at the experience of the heart. And through our first weeks, we really have went through the steps that it takes to enter into the heart, and there within the heart to call forth the tremendous power and intelligence that guides us and cares for us, that is this flow of Spirit. And really, as we got to do that, and Sheila brought it to a wonderful conclusion for us last Sunday, and thank you for that, Sheila. Next Sunday, I want to take you on a different experience of the heart. I want to take you through a series of hard experiences, of hard energies that individually release us from specific limitations, but together they combine to really give us the opportunity to experience what true freedom is, to be free from the control of the past, to be able to be free from the limitations that we have experienced in the messages that we've received and what has taken place within our lives, to be free to really be who we are. It's a very powerful and beautiful journey, and I'm thrilled to be able to share it with you over the next 6 or 7 weeks. And this week, we get to touch the heart in a different way. And I am so pleased to be able to be a part of celebrating the Black History Month, because from the African American church has come a new consciousness that has touched everybody on their spiritual path, far beyond Christianity. But it really is an experience that, to me, brought about the reawakening of the heart of Christianity, which is a beautiful thing because it reaches out and it touches all of our lives. And, you know, the obvious way that we know so deeply has been in the gorgeous music and how it's touched us. And Sheila, thank you for setting up the wonderful music for our experience today. Yeah. But to understand we've taken time to share different traditions, to look at Hinduism and some of the great wisdom that it brings to us, at Buddhism and Judaism. And you all know I have a soft spot for the Tao and Lao Tzu and the beautiful wisdom that's there. Well, in this, what we're doing is, instead of looking at Christianity, we're really looking at a movement within Christianity that ended up changing the consciousness of Christianity itself, bringing a tremendous spiritual gift. And because of its power, it's something that wherever we may be in our spiritual path, whatever may be most meaningful to us, is enlivened and reawakened by it. So let me begin by putting some of this in context. When the African people were brought to the Americas as slaves, one of the things that they were given was Christianity. Now, they weren't given Christianity for salvation, and they weren't given Christianity as something to inspire and uplift them. They were giving Christianity as a part of their enslavement. Okay? They were the pagans, and Jesus died for their sin. So immediately they are placed in a context of less than and not okay. And Jesus paid through suffering. And that was the picture of the ultimate gift, which made their suffering okay. So it's spiritual for you to suffer as a slave, is the message from Christianity. Okay. From that experience, then there is also a message that is given. And the message is that what God wants of you is to suffer without objection. Jesus took the abuse, so should you. Okay. And this was what they were given, again, not for support, but for enslavement. And as they worked and they experienced this Christianity through their generations, and as they listened and they looked at those teachings, something happened. What they found was Jesus. They found a deep personal experience with the man Jesus, not the Christ, not that part of every being, that symbol of the divine within each being. Not God, but Jesus. Because here was someone who was holding them in love as they were. Someone who not only accepted but understood the life experience that they were having. And through that identity, they moved into a deep and powerful personal spiritual experience. Through that personal experience of Jesus, a powerful awakening and a powerful understanding unfolded through the African American world. Now, I got to pause here for just a moment because I mentioned a personal experience with Jesus. You may have been in other churches that also mentioned a personal experience of Jesus. I'm not talking about the way they were talking about. Okay? Because the way they were talking about is exclusive. And if you didn't experience that, you're not okay. And they used it for spiritual abuse rather than spiritual support. Okay? And that's what I know is many of the people that come to Unity come here to be free of such treatment. So what I am sharing with you is a beautiful and a powerful spiritual experience that was had by a group of people. And it was sacred. It is not the only way to experience personal presence of the divine. There are many ways that the growth that happens within us into the personal experience of the divine takes place. I want to share with you one of the great descriptions of what happens for us as we experience God. Now, this is from Emily Cady, Lessons in Truth, a core Unity book, and one that I love deeply and bring to you often. What Dr. Cady said is, God is the name we give to that unchangeable and inexorable principle at the source of all existence. He is principle, impersonal. Impersonal principle. That's God. Now, if I were a slave, that wouldn't be a lot of help to me. Okay? But it's no less true that divine presence is that the principle of life. So when we see the green of the trees, when you see the smile on a friend, that's life expressing. That's the divine expressing in our world. Expressing that principle that God is. What a beautiful thing. But Emily Cady goes on and she gives us another part of the experience of God. She says, as expressed in each individual, he becomes personal to that one, a personal, loving, all-forgiving father-mother. A personal, loving, all-forgiving father-mother. The hunger of everyone for satisfaction is only the cry of the homesick child for its father, mother, God. So that fulfillment that we seek is something that we experience, not by something that we do or accomplished. It's experienced by that personal experience of the divine presence. Now, for those people that were in the experience of slavery, that they could experience that personal presence through Jesus was a wonderful thing. It was a beautiful thing. It's a sacred experience. Many of you have experienced that personal presence, some through the experience of Jesus, some simply by finding the presence of love within yourself and experiencing that without a symbol or a being that we use to make that connection, but simply discovering that love within. It is that personal Father, Mother, God, the presence of that love in you. Okay, how many of you remember the Hare Krishnas? Okay, so some of you are older than you may care to admit. Well, I remember driving by these people. Okay, now they were the ones with the orange robes and the shaved head before it was cool to shave your head. Okay, and they were standing on the street corner, singing their Hare Krishna. And I looked at those folks, and I knew they had had a personal experience of something. Okay, there is no intellectual teaching that would get you to do that in our society at that time. There's no way you could talk anybody into that. So they had to have a deeply powerful spiritual experience out of a different culture, out of a different religion. What a beautiful thing. Did I understand their experience? No, I didn't need to. It wasn't mine to have. But I could honor the sacredness of what they had touched. How beautiful. I am so glad that wasn't my road. So out of the experience of slavery comes this rich connection with Jesus, as you so beautifully captured in that music for us. I mean, a powerful, a beautiful experience. And then as we go through the experience of slavery and segregation, taking away the boundaries, the richness of that experience expanded into Christianity. And we began to relate, instead of from that intellectual level, down into personal, rich, beautiful experience. Some of which, for some people, was through the experience of Jesus. Some in many other ways. But that experience within us is so sacred and so beautiful. And a consciousness that has touched it touches us all. And then there's another experience that happens. Okay. I want you to look at Christianity around that time. Okay, and remember what we're really dealing with in the United States is Northern European Christianity, Protestantism, and Catholicism. Okay, and if you remember kind of how it got here and what the arguments were over, it was whether or not it was okay to dance, whether you got baptized right, whether this was right or that was right, and whether you were in the right church or the wrong church, okay, and all those sins that you were about. Okay, now, and let me tell you, the Catholics weren't any better at inviting you to dance either, okay? So what we experienced was if we went into the experience of Christianity, the way to touch the beauty was to turn so deeply within that in the silence you could enter your heart. Okay, away from the head and its rules and all that stuff. In that silence, in the quiet, in the meditative experience, in the mystical experience within, was where the heart was. But there's another part of your heart. Your heart is also filled with passion. What did you hear in the music? The passion, the love, the praise of God. This that comes flowing through the heart. What a beautiful, and how different. I can't imagine anybody going into an African American church and being bored. I can't say the same for the Presbyterians. Okay? You know, but what happened? You ran into the heart of people. It wasn't about your theology or what you knew. It was about what they invited to come forth and touched, and the Spirit moves through that. And that set up, that passion of the heart, set up the greatest gift of all. You see that guy that they were having that love relationship with, taught love. And because that was real for them, they sought to live that love. Now that had to be pretty hard to do. But what happened over those years and those experiences? What took place there was a maturing of our understanding of love and its power. Let me share with you from a talk by Martin Luther King. Now, there's a final reason, I think, that Jesus says, love your enemies. It is this, that love has within it a redemptive power. And there is a power there that eventually transforms individuals. Just keep being friendly to that person. Just keep loving them, and they can't stand it too long. Oh, they react in many ways in the beginning. They react with guilt feelings, and sometimes they'll hate you a little more at that transition period. But just keep loving them. And by the power of your love, they will break down under the load. That's love, you see. It is redemptive. And this is why Jesus says love. There's something about love that builds up and is creative. There's something about hate that tears down and is destructive. So love your enemies. A culture, masses of people that took that to heart and from a culture of constant abuse made the choice to love. I had a wonderful moment when an African American minister shared with me an understanding. Said, David, you need to understand that the African American community regards Jesus as the one that freed them from slavery. What a beautiful understanding. To live those teachings, to create a consciousness that became so strong that the world could no longer tolerate to hold those people in slavery. Now, as that consciousness sought to change, it took a war to end it. But it ended. And then it was that love in the experience of the civil rights marches that brought the end of segregation. Not because it was taught, because it was lived. I want to share with you what Martin Luther King said to the people that came in response to a bomb having been thrown into his house in Alabama, January 1956. An attempt to kill and harm him and his family. To the people that came out to respond, he said, if you have weapons, take them home. If you do not have them, please do not seek to get them. We cannot solve this problem with retaliatory violence. We must meet violence with nonviolence. Remember the words of Jesus. So he takes them back to this one that they have experienced as spiritual support and power on a long and difficult journey. Remember the words of Jesus. He who lives by the sword will perish by the sword. We must love our white brothers. No matter what they do to us. We must make them know that we love them. Jesus still cries out in words that echo across the centuries. Love your enemies. Bless those that curse you. Pray for those that despitefully use you. This is what we must live by. We must meet hate with love. Choosing love. That is really the only real message that's in that Bible. All the rest is just stuff to remind you how important it is. I choose love. Join me. I choose love. Again. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. Now that means going to the office and that person that does those things that they always do. The response is, I choose love. Or going home with that person in your family that always does that and you've been working on for so long. The response is, I choose love. And when you do that thing on yourself, I'm not okay, I'm wrong, I should have, I didn't. The response is, I choose love. Again, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. What we have been shown by people living it is that love has the power to overcome any obstacles. It overcame separation. It overcame segregation. It overcame less than. It overcame not okay. It overcame government systems. It overcame angry, hurt people on both sides of that journey. It is the choice that changes consciousness. It is the choice that we as humankind are now asked to make. What a gift that we've been shown how. Bless you.
glad you were here today? Yes, me too, me too. Now, if you'd like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask one of our heart ministers. And you can send a request anytime for prayer support from our website. Also, our heart ministers are available here today, and they'll have the lavender stoles on. Now, I'd like for you to reach into the seat back in front of you and take a card. You know, if you've got a prayer request or you want to give us some information, there's a place on here for you to make a comment. Did you guys notice that? I hope you all fill one of these out. Let us know you were here today. Let us know if you're new, and that way we can communicate with you if you'd like. So please, everybody, fill one of these out and put it into the basket as it comes by. Now, there's also a box on that. And what is our weekly spiritual focus for this week? Did you get it from David's talk? Yeah. He only said it about 20 times. But let's say it one more time together. I choose love. Perfect. So if you'd like to check that on here, that you're going to be working with that all week, please do that. Now is the time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of your seat chair, or you can take one of those home and fill it out. Or if you're at home, you can click on that donate button on the website, and you can be a part of our service in that way too. Now, the teaching this week is about abundance is the understanding. Wait a minute, let me repeat this again. One of the greatest teachers of abundance is the understanding of the power of appreciation. What we sincerely appreciate within our hearts appreciates in value both internally and externally. What we appreciate multiplies and blesses our lives. So I encourage you to say our blessing with me together. Take your tithes and your love offerings, and together we affirm, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are grateful. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Embrace those wonderful children with your heart and let's share our blessing together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. And let's take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. And the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.